What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mohamed Reacts, and we are back at it with another documentary, man. Usually I drop documentaries on Sundays, man. The one that we got today is Big Meech, released after 20 years in prison, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to these boys, man. Big Meech is free. Let's see what they talk about, man.
I think I'm Big Meech.
I took a picture with 50 Cent.
Man, that's mandatory.
Yeah. They said
the biggest drug kingpins in rap history. In October 2024, news broke that Big Meech got out of federal prison and was going to be serving the rest of his sentence at a halfway house. Meech got arrested back in 2005 and got hit with a 30-year sentence. But a few months before he got released, his lawyer was able to get 32 months taken off of Meech's sentence. Meech's lawyer argued that he was a model citizen while he was locked up and got his GED while taking other prison classes. He also stayed out of trouble since 2021, which earned him time off of his sentence. He was still going to be in prison for a few more years, and that's why everyone was shocked when Meech was spotted outside of federal custody in a halfway house. A celebrity barber named L Shorty posted a pic of Big Meech rocking a new haircut to Instagram, which was the first time anyone had seen Meech outside of a jail cell in a long time. Meech had a lot of clout in the rap game and even more respect in the streets, and when the news broke he was coming home early, a lot of celebrities hopped on social media to show love. Sexy Red said she wants to perform at Meech's welcome home party for free.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, that welcome home party finna be crazy as fuck, nigga. Like that's, I hope they do it in Atlanta, because that's the best place to do it, honestly, bro. Or Detroit, low key, because he is from Detroit. But man, nigga, wherever that shit be at, just know that bitch gonna be live, nigga. They finna bring everybody out.
Sexy Red said she wants to perform at Meech's welcome home party for free. Lil Boosie called Meech a legend on Twitter. And Rick Ross shouted Meech out too and played his track BMF and raps, "I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, getting work, hallelujah, one nation, under God, real niggas getting money from the fucking start." Big Meech and BMF had a lot of ties to the rap game, so it made sense for rappers to show him love like that. But a lot of people were surprised that even LeBron James hopped on Twitter to support Meech. Not everyone was happy about Meech coming home though. And now rumors are flying that he snitched on one of his own homies to get the time shaved off his sentence. Over a year ago, some paperwork came out that allegedly proved Meech set up his homie Cuffy. Cuffy ran the BMF crew in St. Louis, and he had been tight with Meech for years. Cuffy had already been in the drug game when Meech and his brother Terry started BMF, and Cuffy is the one who allegedly helped them take everything to the next level. Meech even gave Cuffy the rights to sell Meech's life story, and the two of them were working on a script they wanted to pitch to the film industry. Everything was going according to plan, but then Cuffy got arrested and ended up catching a 27-year sentence. According to the cops, Cuffy was running a ton of weight through St. Louis and was ordering hits too. In 2010, a dude named Theodis Howard was allegedly snitching on Cuffy's brother, so Cuffy put a bag on his head and had him killed. Then a few months later, Cuffy ordered a dude named Andre Rush to kill Terrence Morgan because Morgan was allegedly working with the feds and giving them info about Cuffy. And according to the paperwork that came out, Cuffy's downfall all started when Meech linked him up with a woman named Tammy Combs. Tammy Combs was tight with Meech and was working with him for years. Cuffy's daughter Tamara called Meech out for allegedly snitching on her dad and broke the whole situation down. Cuffy's daughter said that she had known Meech her whole life and looked at him like an uncle, and that's why she was so shocked at the paperwork. According to Cuffy's daughter Tamara, Tammy Combs was basically handling all of Meech's business while he was locked up. Cuffy didn't have any reason not to trust Meech, so when Meech linked Tammy up with Cuffy so they could work together, Cuffy went along with it. Tammy allegedly started getting a lot of info about Cuffy's business in St. Louis because Cuffy trusted her. She was also helping Meech and Cuffy get their script finished so they could sell it. But right when they were about to make a huge deal with the script, Cuffy got arrested over a drug deal that went left. One important thing to point out though is that Tammy Combs isn't actually named in the paperwork. All of the info that got Cuffy arrested came from a confidential informant that the paperwork calls CS1. But a lot of people connected the situation and are 100% sure that Tammy was the informant. Cuffy allegedly told his daughter Tamara that he knew Tammy was a snitch, but the situation gets even deeper than that. The feds also wanted to take down a dude named Suarez, who allegedly had connections to a Mexican drug cartel and was running drugs to his trucking company. According to the paperwork, Meech met Suarez while they were both locked up, and he set up a drug deal with Suarez through Tammy. Meech and Tammy set up a deal between Suarez and Cuffy because Meech couldn't make the move by himself while he was locked up. Suarez went to St. Louis to meet Cuffy, and they invited Tammy to come out too, but she turned him down and never met either of them in person. Cuffy and Suarez linked up and started moving weight, but they had no idea that they were working with an informant the whole time. According to Cuffy, Meech knew that Tammy was an informant the whole time, and Meech set him up on purpose to get some time taken off of his own sentence. And what makes the situation look even worse is that Cuffy didn't make any money from this.
I don't know, bro. Like, obviously paperwork is everything, you feel me? But if that shit is true, and I hope it's not true, that's fucked up, I ain't gonna lie. Because it's like, nigga, you let a nigga do all this work on the outs, and then, like, for him to just get picked up later, and now you get to live your life type shit off all the shit he did damn near type shit. That's fucked up.
Crazy.
Damn.
His own sentence. And what makes the situation look even worse is that Cuffy didn't make any money from the script he worked on with Meech. After Cuffy got locked up, Meech gave the rights of the story to Tammy instead. And that's when they made a deal with 50 Cent and Stars to produce the BMF TV series. Before Cuffy got arrested, they already had an offer to sell the script where Cuffy and his partner would get 20% each and Meech would get 60%. But then Meech and Tammy turned the deal down and Cuffy didn't understand why. Then he got arrested and cut out of the deal completely, and that's when everything started to make more sense. Meech allegedly set Cuffy up for money and to get some time taken off of his sentence, but the alleged snitching didn't even work because Tammy was also hooking up with one of the feds who was on the case.
Damn. This shit get wicked.
That made all of her testimony pretty much worthless and didn't help Meech out at all, but it still helped the feds catch Cuffy and lock him up for 27 years. Cuffy and his family aren't the only ones who think that. Wack 100 has been calling Meech a snitch ever since the paperwork came out. Wack claims he has even more info than everybody else right now, but it's not clear if it's real evidence or not. Everyone was shocked when the snitching rumors came out, because Big Meech has been one of the most respected dudes in the game, and the story behind his come up is absolutely crazy. Meech and his brother Terry came up in Detroit and didn't have anything. Their parents were so broke that they didn't even have electricity a lot of the time. So Meech and Terry started selling weed in high school to help out with the bills. They started out with weed, but it didn't take long for Meech and Terry to start pushing cocaine. They linked up with a dealer named E.D. Boyd, who had a crew in Detroit called the 50 Boys. And that's when everything changed. Meech and Terry were making serious money in the streets after they linked up with Boyd, but they also started having issues with other dealers. They were beefing with a dealer named LaDon Simon, and Meech almost got taken out when LaDon sent shooters at him. Meech made it out of the situation alive though, and not before long, Terry and him were the biggest dealers in the city.
Damn.
Usually dudes like E.D. Boyd wouldn't want their own dealers to get bigger than them, but Boyd actually decided to walk away from the drug game before he got locked up or killed.
Smart-ass nigga.
Boyd told DJ Vlad,
the fucking feds, I know no motherfucking alphabet motherfuckers who was looking at me. I had other options, okay? And one of my options.
For him to be able to even say this is crazy. Because it just showed that he really beat the system type shit. Like, he could have been a victim, but he can really say this shit because they ain't got that much evidence enough to lock him up because you'd have been locked up type shit.
That's other options, okay? And one of my options, and I said, well, look, fuck this. You know, I done wore the finest tailor-made suits. I've been across the world.
Been there, done that. I feel him.
Ate at the finest restaurants. Okay, it's somebody else's turn. Fuck that.
I should respect that.
You know,
oh God.
I moved on.
Boyd still had love for Terry and Meech though, and they would hit him up for advice even though he wasn't dealing anymore. Terry and Meech found a new plug for cocaine, and that's when they started supplying pretty much every other
deal. Niggas don't understand with any type of wave of illegal money, bro. Don't get so addicted to the wave where the money is too much to the point where now the feds got their eyes on you, bro. Cause you run up $1 million or some shit like that, nigga, ain't no way that's gonna go unnoticed, bro. Like, niggas gonna peep that shit, you feel me? Like, you gotta really pace that shit.
Terry and Meech found a new plug for cocaine, and that's when they started supplying pretty much every other dealer in the city. They still had beef with LaDon Simon though, and the situation turned deadly fast. Terry, Meech, and their crew ran into LaDon Simon and his people at a party, and a fight broke out. Somebody started letting off shots and killed LaDon Simon's brother, and LaDon grabbed Big Meech and used him as a shield. But after he saw his brother get hit, LaDon let Meech go and tried to check on his brother, and that's when LaDon got hit up 5 times and almost died. LaDon was taking a lot of losses at the time. His 10-year-old nephew got beaten to death, and he watched his own brother get killed right in front of him. So a few months later, LaDon tried to kill Meech again. Meech was at a diner in LaDon's territory, and LaDon hit him up. But Meech survived the shooting and started going even harder in the streets. The Black Mafia family was growing every day, and not before long, they knew it was time to take over more than just Detroit. Meech moved to Atlanta and became the plug for all the major dealers out there, while Terry was holding it down in Detroit. Back then, they were working with a cocaine plug from Colombia and moving the drugs up from Florida. But their shipments started getting busted, so Meech moved to LA to find a new plug. BMF was already big, but nobody expected what was about to happen next. Meech found a new plug in LA, and within a few years, they were running drugs all over Alabama, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, North Carolina, and more. BMF basically had the cocaine game on lock in the South, and at one point, there were over 500 people in the crew. But the reason why everyone knows the BMF name is because Meech started the BMF Entertainment record label. BMF was working with massive stars like T.I.,
That's the thing, you can't control everybody. You can't control everybody, and then also it's like, everybody not gonna agree with the boss say sometimes. Say like, okay, hey, we about to squash beef with these niggas. That nigga not gonna squash it because he said that. It's too much blood loss type shit, you feel me? And then you said niggas gonna tell too. Not everybody gonna keep it silent, bro. On my mama. Like, I don't even know how you like
ain't in it like how Big Meech is.
You feel me? And then I invested, and then and then it's like Big Meech got this close crowd type shit. But then it's just like the soldiers type shit. And the soldiers probably like, this nigga eating so much, man, I'm finna tell on this nigga, get my little cut type shit.
But the reason why everyone knows the BMF name is because Meech started the BMF Entertainment record label. BMF was working with massive stars like T.I., Jay-Z, and Jeezy, and Big Meech's face was all over everything. Back then, Big Meech was balling even harder than some of the rappers. Jeezy's told a story in interviews about a time when Big Meech stunned on Jay-Z on a set of one of his video shoots. Jeezy was shooting a video for his song Soul Survivor in Brooklyn. Everyone from New York was at the shoot, including Jay-Z, who was the president of Def Jam Records, the label Jeezy was signed to. Jay-Z had a blue Maybach that was parked on the street, but Big Meech pulled up with his crew in two black Maybachs and parked on either side of Jay-Z's whip to block him in. They didn't have beef or anything, but it was Meech's way of showing people he had real street money and wasn't afraid to flex on anyone, even Jay-Z in his prime. Meech got a lot of clout in the rap game, but he's also the reason that fans started looking at BMF even harder.
And it's always like that, bro. It's always like that with certain bosses, bro. Like, they get so money hungry and they get so I don't give a fuck that they put everybody in jeopardy. And that's even with music too. Like, for example, like niggas will say YBC do it. Like, when he diss all these niggas, it all comes down to his niggas type shit, you feel me? So whatever the leader do, it's gonna come down to everybody else. So you wanna move loose, you wanna be on these phone calls saying niggas' names, what y'all doing. Nigga, that make the Fed's job so easy, bro.
Man. Out in the rap game, but he's also the reason that fans started looking at BMF even harder. Back in the day when Meech wanted to link up with dealers in a new city, he'd go to a club and drop $100K in the night just to get everyone's attention. That might have worked before he was famous, but Meech never learned how to be low key, and that's what started causing tension between Terry and him. In October 2003, the DEA officially started investigating BMF. Then just 1 month later, Meech got caught up in a double homicide that put BMF in the headlines even more. Meech was cool with Diddy, because Diddy would always hire BMF to give him protection when he was in the South. That caused some issues with Diddy's bodyguard, Wolf, because BMF was getting the work that he used to do. And the situation got even worse when Meech started hooking up with Wolf's ex-girlfriend. Wolf and his homie Riz confronted Meech at a club in Atlanta. Then at the end of the night, Wolf and Riz got into a shootout with the BMF dudes, and both of them died. Meech got shot and was booked for double homicide, but the judge let him out on house arrest because there wasn't any evidence that Meech actually pulled the trigger. Terry had moved to the West Coast and was running BMF out there, but then some of Meech's goons crashed his birthday party, and the situation got so heated that everyone upped their straps. Nobody actually got shot that day, but it was clear that BMF was starting to fall apart from the inside. Then the cops started picking up low-level dealers and getting them to flip on the dudes calling the shots. Eventually, they flipped on some dudes who were tight with Meech and Terry.
Look, you can't even tell who's snitching because everybody don't know everybody type shit, you feel me? And even like the mans, like you telling your mans about your organization type shit, nigga, they gonna snitch too.
That shit.
It's over with. They gonna get the small boys because they don't got money for it. They got a little bit of money, like little bit of money. So like we give you 20 years if you don't tell. That nigga is telling, bro. And he didn't even do shit.
Flip on the dudes calling the shots. Eventually, they flipped on some dudes who were tight with Meech and Terry. And the feds also had over 900 pages of evidence from when they put a wiretap on Terry's phone. By the time the investigation was finished, over 150 people were arrested, and the feds had so much evidence against Meech and Terry that they both knew they had to take plea deals because there was no way they were going to beat it at trial. Both of them got hit with 30-year sentences, and BMF was dead until 50 Cent got involved. 50 Cent bought the rights to the BMF story and linked up with stars to make a TV show about it. Rap fans already knew a little about BMF, but the show made Meech more famous than ever, and 50 Cent even got Meech's son Lil Meech to play him in the series. Lil Meech wanted to make it in the rap game, but then he got a call from his dad who told him to meet up with 50 Cent. Meech wanted Lil Meech to just check the situation out and see how the story was being handled, but then 50 decided that Lil Meech should play the lead role. Lil Meech had never even tried acting before, but he moved to LA and took 2 years of acting lessons before the show started. The BMF series was a hit from the jump, and the 4th season was already confirmed before the 3rd season even came out. Big Meech spent almost 2 decades in prison, but now his name is even bigger than before, and he could definitely come home and start making millions in legal money. A lot of people have been telling Big Meech to leave the streets alone when he comes home and focus on legal businesses. A rapper from Atlanta named Rollo made a post on social media warning Big Meech that the streets are dead and he should focus on going legit now that he's home.
Because Rollo was one of the biggest drug dealers in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Like nigga, I remember bro, they caught him with a whole bunch of, I think like $1 million in his private jet and a whole bunch of cocaine and shit. Like he got his own hood in Atlanta. Called Pakistan, bro. Like it's his hood. Like he got bodyguards all around that bitch, all that shit. Like it's really his area, bro. Yeah. Like when he got picked up out of jail, it was like a whole bunch, like 20 fucking Sprinter vans picking him up type shit. That nigga got pulled.
Meech, you can get an interview right now for like $1 million.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. Vlad gonna pay that fee too.
Just an interview.
Vlad gonna pay that fee, but don't do it with Vlad though. Don't do it with Vlad, nigga.
Warning Big Meech the streets are dead, he should focus on going legit now that he's home. Rollo said most of the street dudes hating on him never even made $1 million selling drugs, so Big Meech had nothing to prove to them. People were also clowning Rollo because in a previous video, he compared his legacy in the streets to Big Meech. Rollo definitely put in work and spent 6 years in jail after getting caught with over $1 million worth of weed. But Big Meech ran a massive drug empire that was worth over $100 million at its peak. So people felt like Rollo was going too far, and Big Meech didn't really need his advice. Some people are throwing around snitching rumors right now, but nobody knows for sure if Meech really took his homies down or not. Back in the day, snitching rumors could kill your career, but the whole game has changed now, and the rumors probably won't hurt Meech at all. He's still locked down at a halfway house, but Meech could end up being totally free by January 2026. Nobody knows what he plans to do when he finally comes home, but everyone knows that Big Meech will be making waves no matter what lane he hops into.
Oh, for real.
I dare you.
Oh, that was a crazy ass story, man. Like, it didn't even tell everything about BMF, but it told a good amount type shit. But it really just show you that this nigga probably like had a lot of time to think and like, damn, my dumb ass really got myself all this time for real. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, man. Hopefully Big Meech ain't no rat, because I did look up to that nigga when I was a little nigga, I ain't gonna lie. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if y'all enjoy these documentaries, man. We gonna keep dropping. Might as well.